Hey, little CC Bum, want this?
What if I were to tell you that the purpose of our highest potential is to transcend limited thinking and bring it into superhuman or cosmic consciousness? In this series, we will be unlocking the deepest mysteries of our human potential.
Probably good, but I don't know if I'll trust him.
Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 10 superpowers that all...
I don't trust this guy either. Sorry about that. But that Victor Odo's a bad guy. I learned some stuff from him, but not completely convinced that he's 100% authentic. I tend to think that he makes stuff up and he takes stuff from other people. Now, I could be completely wrong and he could be completely amazing, so I'm not going to say for sure. You'll never hear me say anything super for sure about that. But anyways, just for another perspective, these are some shits from other channels that pretty much stole it, probably from Higher Self, or Higher Self stole it from them. But anyways, I don't want to be a deity, a spokesman. I am a deity. I cannot be a deity. I have to be a deity. Alright, I got two bagels here. One cinnamon raisin with peanut butter and sugar. One regular with peanut butter and sugar. So it's up to the girls of which one they want. And then I'll go through some other stuff to bring out once these are done. Alright.
7 signs that mean you are a psychic empath. Empaths are people who have sensitive sensors from within which can detect the life force around them. There are so many kinds of empaths that are classified to fit their best ability and their tendency. You may have heard about psychic empath, geomatic empath, animal empath, and so on. There are different types of empaths that have a different level of sensitivities towards particular objects or living things. So, what does a psychic empath mean, and how can you tell if you are one? So guys, today we're going to talk more about the psychic empath. Basically, it's a different level of empath in which the person can establish an instant connection to the surrounding world. For instance, if you are often approached by strangers and they suddenly trust you without strings attached, and somehow you can instantly know the character of that person, this could actually mean that you are a psychic empath. Anyway, there are 7 more signs that would make you a psychic empath. Unstable mood. Empaths are not only able to read emotion and feeling from their surroundings, but they can be affected by those emotions as well. Throughout the day, empaths usually feel different kinds of emotion. They are affected by the ups and downs of the force around them. This actually makes their mood rather unstable. You can imagine how a person can be happy and sad at the same time throughout the day, every single day. This is what's going on with the psychic empath. Though it is annoying, they somehow develop the immunity to counteract against that uncomfortable feeling. Love solitude more and more. Being an empath is not an instantaneous process. While it's true empaths are gifted with this ability, it still takes quite a while before someone reaches the first level of an empath. As their empathic ability grows stronger, they start to feel that being in solitude is so much better than in the crowds. Thus, if you are a psychic empath, you might often feel anxious and uncomfortable in busy places. Luckily, the solution to deal with your instant anxiety is now readily available. In fact, it's just a click away. Please find the link to the guide in the description box. Some social issues are extremely devastating. You can't just go to certain places without any preparation, especially if you're going to visit a dramatic environment such as a hospital, cemetery, or refugee camp. Although deep inside you intend to give physical support, you can easily be overwhelmed, weakened, or even pass out the moment you feel the intense energy from people around it. You are attracted to other people's dreams and issues. Psychic empaths seem to have a great mission in life for others, and some even believe their existence is to create a better environment for the world. Therefore, they are more drawn to people's issues and tries to resolve them. One of the best things about being an empath is that you can easily tap into others' feelings, which is why empaths are willing to make the extra effort to help those people in need. You help people realize their dreams as if they're your dreams, and at the same time, you don't want to claim their success. For some reason, it sounds like something ridiculous, but empaths really don't want anything for themselves. They put other people first. Your senses attuned, especially for negativity. Since your life is always surrounded by the emotions of others, you have developed a sense to create a distinction between negative and positive energy. However, most of the time, you're more inclined to sense the negativity around you as it is to warn you to act accordingly. Sometimes it is a call for help. Other times, it is a warning sign to stay away from it. You can feel sick out of nowhere. Feeling nauseous, sick, and gloomy for no reason is an everyday experience for you. After all, that negative energy can affect significantly into your health. Whenever you're feeling a strong negative emotion from others, such as fears, worries, and anxieties, your body may react to it and make you feel sick and anxious. Once again, the solution to deal with your intense anxiety is now widely available. It's just a click away. Please find the link to the guide at the description box. You value your emotions. As you learn about your empathic ability and get more confident, you begin to respect yourself and value your emotions first before anything else. You set up a healthy boundary to protect yourself from becoming too drained. By putting a higher value to yourself, you can decide when you need to help others and how you will help. In addition, you also demand the same respect from those that you love the most. Well, those are the 7 signs that mean you are a psychic empath. So what's your opinion about this? I hope you enjoy watching this cool video, and if you have something
If you manage a team, you have to try Monday.com. Monday.com is a platform to track every...
Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are out here, baby. Wind is like fanning us right now. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana. How to know if you are a highly sensitive person, an empath. What are some of the habits, some of the traits? Look, we just got 650,000 subscribers, and I'm sure a lot of them are empaths. We ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Much love to all the deep divers out there. That's the question that came in, so let me dive into it. As a psychologist, as a counselor, but more so as an infinite being, let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. Now, I'm an empath. Okay, what is an empath? Someone who can feel what someone else is going through. Have you ever walked into a room and then just pick up everyone's energy? And you're like, oh, what the hell just happened? So there is sympathy, which is where you just like acknowledge something's happened to someone. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, if you are an empath, you actually go through what that person is going through. Now, in a world where so many people are cut off from their emotions, being a highly sensitive person or an empath is not a flaw. It's a superpower. Slow motion that side. So I always tell people, in becoming your greatest version, if you are an empath, don't look at it as a weakness. Look at it as your greatest strength. So the clinical psychologist, Elaine Aron, is really credited for giving us that trait, highly sensitive person in the realm of psychology, and that is fantastic. Because there are a lot of highly sensitive people out there. So how do you know you are one? Okay, what are some of the habits? Now, let's start with the first one. We'll go through about 10 or more. The first one, highly sensitive people feel everything. That's an understatement. Like everything. Like everything. Like everything. They feel deeply. Sometimes they're watching the news and they can't take it. Like they have to actually leave the room because they actually feel what those people are going through thousands of miles away. Now, a lot of highly sensitive people tend to be water signs, Pisces, Scorpios, Cancers, but this can be anyone, okay? It is someone who feels deeply. You pick up other people's energies without them even opening their mouths, okay? And that happened to me along my journey. You see, a lot of highly sensitive people will go through panic attacks. I had a lot of panic attacks growing up because I would feel the energy. So, why is this a superpower, Ralph? I don't know what you're saying. That's what I was saying. I didn't want none of it. So what helped me along my journey was actually saying that it's better to feel than not to feel. A lot of people put protective shield over themselves. They don't want to feel anything. Therefore, they miss out on a lot. I have connected with millions of people. We've got over 650,000 subscribers. And that's only because I'm an empath. Can I get a hello there? I know what people are going through because I've been there, I've gone through it. So I can actually connect with so many different kinds of people because I feel people's problem. Now, if you do feel deeply and you don't want to feel so deeply, that's okay. Set up an energetic boundary, okay? But then still feel deep. Then still feel deeply, okay? What's another habit? The second habit we can look at is that empaths, if you are a highly sensitive person, what happens to you? You are someone who wanders through life and you're like, should I go over there or should I go over there? You're looking for a quiet space. Like, highly sensitive people welcome alone time. I'm a March 3rd Pisces, so growing up, my mom used to say, gosh, Ralph, you can entertain yourself by yourself. Because we are never alone, the universe always sends someone. Slow motion that side. Highly sensitive people welcome alone time because that is the period where they can actually recharge. Because a lot of empaths are very intuitive naturally, so they pick up other people's emotions. Therefore, they always want to help people. So they always love to recharge, to be in nature. You might see them sitting on a bench alone. You're like, oh, I wonder what's wrong with them. No, they're thinking like, what's wrong with you?
Really bad.
Like, the cat down the road is definitely a highly sensitive being. It's definitely an empath. Okay? They love their alone time. And they are old souls. They are the indigos. They are the crystals. They are the ones coming back to take the planet to the next level. Let's talk about another habit, the third habit. We can talk about, you see, highly sensitive people actually sense the energy in foods. Along my earlier journey, I wasn't as sensitive as I am now. I didn't really tap into that superpower. And the moment I actually tapped into that superpower, I became rich beyond measure. I started to sense the energies, the subtle energies in foods. For example, I would eat, back in the day, like a massive bowl of chicken, a massive plate of beef, and just think, oh, who cares? I was actually out of alignment with who I was.
Sorry about that.
This is $10,000 in my hand right.
Like a massive bowl of chicken, a massive plate of beef, and just think, oh, who cares?
Fuck off, man.
Sensitive people actually sense the energy in foods. Along on my earlier journey, I wasn't as sensitive.
Big speaker in the box will be heavy, that's for sure, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Ralph, from Infinite Waters.
As I am now. I didn't really tap into that superpower. And the moment I actually tapped into that superpower, I became rich beyond measure. I started to sense the energies, the subtle energies in foods. For example, I would eat, back in the day, like a massive bowl of chicken, a massive plate of beef, and just think, oh, who cares? I was actually out of alignment with who I was. But once again, as I was retuning myself, as I was breathing in that good ass prana, gaining more clarity, I started to actually sense the energies of the foods I was eating. Okay, a lot of highly sensitive people, for no reason, they might become vegetarian. You hear of these.
Oh! Why do you keep stopping?
For example, my sister became vegetarian at the age of like 10. She just said, "Mom, I don't want to eat that anymore." And then she actually wanted to become vegan. Okay, but my mom said, "You got to eat cheese," and then she became a vegetarian. So how did she know that she didn't want to eat certain meats, any meat at all? Okay, a lot of people write to me saying, "Yeah, I've been a vegetarian since I was 8." I say, "What? How did you even know the word vegetarian existed?" Goodness gracious. So it is beautiful when you can sense the subtle energies. You see, food is information. Food is energy. And what helped me become my greatest version was to say that, you see, we can't expect to live in peace if we torture animals in pain. Slow motion that side. I absolutely love animals, and a lot of the deep divers I connect with absolutely love animals too. I'm not just talking about your dog. I'm talking about the pig down the road, the cat down the road, and the cow down the road. So highly sensitive people respect all life. They treat all life as equal. There is no hierarchy. There is no "I'm better than you because I'm a human being." You see, we've become very egocentric as human beings. That's why many of us are living in absolute chaos. Highly sensitive people are more peaceful because, once again, they respect all life forms. That's why a lot of squirrels come up to them asking for nuts. Do they do that to you every time? Every Saturday? They do, right? Oh, see what happens? What else? Highly sensitive people are people who go through life and they are very susceptible to noises. Okay, they can actually hear like ultrasound. They pick up noises from a far, far way away. And that means that where they even tend to work, they like to work by themselves. Sometimes they like to play by themselves. It doesn't mean they are solely introverts. They also love to socialize, but they like to work in environments that complement their energy. Okay, that is like a must. Okay, that's why they like ocean scenery. They like mountain scenery. They like up in the hills kind of scenery where they can really reconnect back to their true authenticity. Highly sensitive people, empaths, are all about reconnecting back to their true authenticity because they know that when they're in large crowds, they begin to lose more of the truth of who they are. Let's talk about another habit, the fifth habit. How do we know if we are a highly sensitive person? Now, I'm giving you a lot of pros.
If you manage a team, you should be using Monday.com. It's a platform to manage any...
I have to redo this one now. Go, 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 go!
You see, this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. As a Pisces, we're probably the most compassionate sign in the zodiac. I'm biased. Yes, I am. And Scorpions. Scorpios. Yeah. Scorpios are really, we get on well. You know that. And Pisces. Look. What happens? A lot of us highly sensitive people, empaths, we always put other people before ourselves. Like a highly sensitive person might twist their ankle and then ask someone else, "Is your ankle okay?" Huh? We put others before ourselves. That's why a lot of highly sensitive people find themselves as psychologists, yes. As physiotherapists, yes. As doctors, yes. As healers, yes. As people, scientists, yeah. Always wanting to help people. Always putting themselves first. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. In becoming your greatest version, what helped me out? I said, okay, you got to put yourself first, Ralph. It's not about being the one who always lifts people up. You got to help yourself first, then help other people. So what helped me along my journey was saying that I've got to really start practicing the art of self-care. So I said to myself that before I help people, I need to start working on my subconscious mind. All of those limiting beliefs I have, I've got to start working on them every single day, and then I can help people. So if you are a highly sensitive person who is always putting other people before yourself, and you're always feeling drained, you've got to become a master at being highly sensitive. Okay? That's where you put yourself first, you gain the strength, and then you help other people. Slow motion, that's like... How to know if you are a highly sensitive person. Let's talk about another habit, the sixth habit. Highly sensitive people do not like confrontation. They don't like confrontation at all. They don't really like criticism at all. That's why if you confront a highly sensitive person, chances are they might back off a bit. Because once again, they are so into their own creating that energetic wall. That's why you got to be very nice to highly sensitive people if you want to keep them as friends. But saying that, even though they don't like confrontation, they are very strong. You see, we have this idea that highly sensitive people are weak. They're weaklings. No, they are some of the strongest people on earth, right? Because they are masters at being vulnerable. Vulnerability is strength. Therefore, if you are a highly sensitive person, you don't like confrontation, but at the same time, you are realizing along your journey that it's all about how you react to a situation that literally has the power to change a situation itself. Can I get a hello there? That's why after a while, like highly sensitive people, they become immune to criticism.
Next week, it's paying off your car. This week, it's earning 2.3% interest.
Criticism. Because, once again, they feel through people. They can actually see where people's true intentions are coming from. Highly sensitive people don't hear words, they hear energy. They don't see what you do, they see how you do it. They always pay attention to detail and the subtleties of everything around them. That is why they have that superpower of being highly sensitive. Okay? How to know if you're a highly sensitive person. Let's talk about the seventh habit. This is what's helped me along my journey. You see, I love new things. And I started to ask myself, why do I love new things? Like, yes, I did buy a second-hand car, but that's an exception because cars are bloody expensive. But it was a good deal. Look, highly sensitive people often don't want used things because used things carry old energies. They would rather buy something brand new because once again, they like things new. Because they know if you buy something that's old and used, you've also got to take on the karma of its past user, the energy of its past user. So they like things fresh, like a whole bunch of strawberries in their mouth, for example. Right? But also, let's go on to the 8th habit. Highly sensitive people, they are always rooting for the underdog. Okay? Like always rooting for the underdog. What happens? Are you someone that roots for the underdog too, like me? You're like, come on, yeah. I always root for the underdog. And I get it now because highly sensitive people always want to help people. Empaths always want to help people. Highly sensitive people don't treat people as bad as they are. They treat people as good as they are. That means they're rooting for the underdog. They're rooting for people who can't help themselves. That's why you might find them in medical professions. You might find them as counselors. Once again, they are helping people without you even knowing it. They give their money away. Do I give my money away? Yeah, I give it to you every day. Okay? They give stuff away for free. They want to see people make it. They want to see people make it. They want to see people shine. They want to see people go far in life. They're not haters. They want everybody to make it. Let's talk about the 9th habit of highly sensitive people. Highly creative. Absolutely. Why would a highly sensitive person be so creative? Because you see, creativity lies in sensitivity. If you are insensitive, you won't be as creative. Why? Because once again, if you are insensitive, you shut off your creative outlet. If you are sensitive, you tap into your creative outlet. That's why a lot of highly sensitive people are artists, they are the architects, and be thankful to them. Be very thankful to them because all those buildings you see, yeah, they came from a highly sensitive person, like drawing the designs. Like even Mother Nature, like highly sensitive. You see the mountains and all the curves and stuff, like highly sensitive, okay? Artist.
I'm creating my Wix site. You think you already have a stunning website? That's cool. You're welcome to skip. Or
artists, musicians, producers, people who are inspiring the world in all kinds of ways. Once again, they are creative. You see, what's happened in society is that a lot of people have become desensitized. They aren't creative. They are all about fitting in. Highly sensitive people are all about standing out. They don't want to fit in. Like, if you go to a workplace, okay, what's going to happen? A highly sensitive person doesn't want an open work plan, okay, with like so many cubicles. No. They'll just be in their own cubicle. It's not because they're selfish. It's because they know what other human beings are like. But more so, they are so focused, so busy on their life purpose in doing what they love. They will only do what they love. They won't do it unless it's not making them happy. They don't settle for less. That's why they have that superpower. So, they are highly creative. Now, saying that, if you are highly sensitive, watch out for this. When you create, you also want to recharge. That's what's helped me along my journey. I'm very creative, and people say, gosh, Ralph, how can you share and connect with so many millions of people every single day? I say, baby, it's because, I'm breathing in that good ass prana every single day, but more so, I've made this my whole life to be in nature. I get paid for being in nature, a whole fortune. I said, I'm going to turn this whole thing around. Highly sensitive people are highly creative, highly intelligent. Now, how to know if you're a highly sensitive person? Let's talk about the 10th habit. Highly sensitive people do not, I repeat, do not like routine. So that's why a lot of the times highly sensitive people, when you're going that way to the right, they're going to the left. yeah, they're running away from you. Because they know that if they follow you, they are going to become like you. Is that a good thing? I don't know. What do you like these days? But they don't like routine. They don't like being told what to do. These are people who create their own rules. They realize, in essence, there are no rules. They can do whatever they want. That means sometimes growing up, highly sensitive people, they could see through the BS of what they were being taught at school, what they were being taught in school. They can, as they were growing up, they started to watch the TV and saw the BS in that, and then they came into nature and then saw more BS. Well, it's just third BS, that's fine. BS, I'm talking about belief systems, baby. Right? So, highly sensitive people know as well it's all BS, it's all belief systems. They know their mind, they can manifest any single reality they want. That means they don't have to follow a routine.
Another fucking commercial? Ralph, you're fucking killing me, man.
6-year-old Ella is traumatized.
She'll be fine. No, that's insensitive. Fuck. I don't know how I feel about that.
They can create whatever life they want. That is why, can you hear that dog barking? Highly sensitive. That is why they don't like routine. That is why they are always about doing their own thing, sharing with amazing people, and there you have it. Are you highly sensitive? I say it is a gift. It is a superpower. It is not a weakness, because vulnerability is a strength. But more so, I'll say this. If you are highly sensitive, share your story. I'm highly sensitive. I shared my story. I connected with millions, changed my life forever. You got a story to tell. The world needs to hear it. You got a camera, make a video, send it to me. Or not, send it to everybody who watches Infinite Waters. They're ready for it. So once again, being highly sensitive is a great gift. And being an empath is a super gift. And I always tell people, embrace it. If you don't use that gift, you'll lose it. Once again, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. One more. Bonus one. Oh, you thought it was over. No, we're highly sensitive today. We are paying attention to detail. Highly sensitive people are more in touch with their emotions, which means the energy in motion. And that is a superpower. Why? Because, you see, our emotions are our inner guide, our inner GPS. They allow us to know what is happening with us at any given time. Isn't that a superpower? Yes! So if you are highly sensitive, really in touch with your emotions, embrace it today. That's how to know. So once again, woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Getting high. We're out here, baby. We're in nature. Have a beautiful day. Infinite Waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.
What's the song yesterday that she was dancing to with that video where she gets off in the face?
I've been fascinated by how prevalent this bullshit idea is around the concept that to be successful in life,
crossfield in my sight. I take a BS situation, gonna make it right. In the shadow of the darkness, I stand in the light. See, it's our style to keep it true. I had a bad year, I've gone through. I've been knocked out, beat down, black and blue. She's not the one coming back for you. She's not the one coming back for you. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend. Even if I look and act really crazy, I won't wait till she betrayed me. Now my vision is no longer hazy. I'm very lucky to have my crew. They stood by me when she flew. I've been knocked down, beat down, black and blue. She's not the one coming back for you. She's not the one coming back for you. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend.
Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers, we are out here in nature, baby. I hope your day is going good. I'm sending you tons of good energy. Take that, take that, take that. We're just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Are you one of the chosen ones, deep divers? Because the cat down the road is 7 signs from the universe you're one of the chosen ones. Now, a lot of people write to me and have been writing to me recently. Ralph, I'm going through a spiritual awakening. I've been watching your videos and my life has not been the same since. Like, my whole reality has changed, Ralph. For the first time, I'm starting to realize that I know nothing and that everything I learned at school was a complete lie. I'm starting to realize, Ralph, that the whole world is a stage. And I feel so different from everyone else. Is that you, deep diver? That's because you're one of the chosen ones. Yeah. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? So wonderful, deep divers. Let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. How to recognize you're one of the chosen ones. Now, when I talk of chosen one, what am I talking about? You see, in ancient times, in ancient Kemet or Egypt, you had babies who were being born and they were different from the rest of the population. And these babies who were being born, they had special gifts and talents, which were so different from everybody else. Growing up, they had to be groomed in the mystery schools to really be reminded of who they were. And they study the sciences, the esoteric wisdom, that it's all Maya, it's all an illusion. And we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Slow motion this side. They were of divine favor. And they came here to planet Earth to raise the frequency of the planet. You see, chosen people are not different from regular people. We're all the same in this, deep divers. It's just that they picked up the call to the universe. It's just that, deep divers, chosen people are people who know the truth.
Hold on. Hey, what's up?
What would a life that was aligned with your innermost essence, with your true purpose, look?
When others live in the lie. Slow motion this side. You've heard the expression, ignorance is bliss. Chosen people embrace the truth. The first sign from the universe, you're one of the chosen ones, is that you came to this planet with your first eye open. And that eye is the third eye. That eye is the all-seeing eye. That eye sees through everything. The BS, the news, the fake stories, the television which tells lies to your vision. You can see what most people can't. You have this gift of clairvoyance, which is clear sight. Clairaudience, which is clear hearing. You can hear frequencies other people can't. 432, baby. Clairsentience, clear feeling, clear touch. So I started to realize growing up that I didn't fit in. Because I would be at school knowing that everything I was being taught was a complete lie. I could see through the Maya, through the illusion. And deep divers, I'm here to tell you, if you're someone right now who's like, Ralph, I don't fit into this world, that's because you came here to create a new one. Slow motion this side. What's the second sign, deep divers? From the universe, you're one of the chosen ones.
What?
A normal life is boring. Normalcy bores you. Because you realize there is so much more to life than just a 9 to 5. You realize, deep divers, that most people do their hardest to fit in, and that's a trap. Don't be another brick in the wall, deep divers. And if you realize that, you're one of the chosen ones. It's all about awareness. If you are aware that we live in a flash of light, even if you were to live 1,000 years, that's nothing more than a drop in the ocean. If you realize that you came here for a greater purpose, there is so much more to you than you have been told. If you realize that, well, you're one of the chosen ones. Deep divers, what is a third sign from the universe? You're one of the chosen ones. You keep having flashbacks to your past life. You realize that this body is going to fade away, but the spirit is immortal. If you realize you are immortal and you have had many, many, many previous incarnations, if you know that, you are one of the chosen ones. Maktub, the Arabic word for it was written. I realized that I was a priest in ancient Egypt, or Kemet. You see, Marcus Aurelius said whatever we do now echoes on into eternity. And this is what all the sages and ancient masters knew, that it's a never-ending world. And if you realize, if you can track your past life lineage to an ancient time, you're one of the chosen ones, because you are remembering who you really are. Deep divers, what is the fourth sign? The fourth sign from the universe, you're one of the chosen ones. You're starting to question everything. That's right. Growing up, you didn't just blindly accept other...
Next week, it's paying off your car. This week, it's earning 2.3% interest.
Come on, Ralph, where are you?
The people's truth, religion. No, you started to ask questions. You had more questions than answers. When everyone was just following this and following that, you didn't follow anybody. You only followed your own heart. Slow motion this side. Like I say, deep divers, follow yourself. I'm just a guide. All the answers lie within you. If you realize we are the ones we are waiting for, nobody is coming to save you but yourself. If you realize that, you're one of the chosen ones. What's happened in this world? People give their energy, externalize their power away. They give their energy away. When in essence, we are gods and goddesses. We are made from the same fabric as the universe. We are made of stardust. And if you realize this, you're one of the chosen ones. Spirituality is for people who have been to hell. Religion is for people who are afraid to go there. I've already been to hell and back. Right now I'm in heaven, baby. Deep divers, what is the fifth sign from the universe? You're one of the chosen ones. You have compassion for all life forms on the planet. I wouldn't even hurt an ant, deep divers. If you care about animals, if you realize that animals are sentient beings who are worthy to live just like you are one of the chosen ones. Because once again, being a chosen one is all about when you realize the interconnectedness between everything, that there is no separation. What creates separation is the ego. I'm better than you. No, you are one of the chosen ones when you realize that animals, they deserve to live just like you. Right? And if you're also eating to live, if you are embracing a plant-based diet, you're one of the chosen ones. Because once again, in every single culture, there are people, a small minority, who know the truth, while others live in the lie. Right? And the chosen ones know the truth. They know that we've got to eat to live. They know that food is information. And if you are eating junk food, you have corrupted information, viruses. If you are eating from the tree of life, not only does that nourish your body, it nourishes your soul. So that's why deep divers, every single day I wake up with a whole bunch of grapes in my mouth. Deep divers, what is the sixth sign from the universe? You're one of the chosen ones. Being free is your birthright. If you don't care about authority, if you realize that it's all a joke, this planet, okay, and you're starting to think for yourself, you're starting to free your mind from this matrix, you're one of the chosen ones.
Today I'm at Anjamapura border crossing in Bangladesh. As you can see behind me, there are approximately 3,000 Rohingya refugees have arrived overnight and in the early hours of the morning. You can hear the children crying, and they have been walking for days, many of them up to 2 weeks, hiding in...
Come on, find the raisins.
Even if sometimes your family
there's one plain bagel, one raisin bagel, and
frown
one
at
peanut
you,
butter on it. So find the one with raisins.
You're one of the chosen ones.
Simple.
Because that's what chosen people have to go
through. They're all on top of each other.
Hard times.
There's barely any of the plain bagel left. I'm not trying to be mean, but come on. You can do it.
But in that process, through that pressure, you are becoming a diamond. Slow motion this side. If you are on a quest for the truth, if you are on a quest for freedom, if you realize that actually one life in this incarnation, I'm going to be happy, spend time with good people. I'm not going to be miserable every single day. You're one of the chosen ones. If you realize that being free is your birthright, your freedom is your greatest asset. Don't let nobody take that away from you. Freedom of mind, that's what it's all about. Deep divers, what is the seventh sign? From the universe, you're one of the chosen ones. You realize that time is an illusion. Like, in this matrix, they can push the clock forward or back. So how can time be an absolute? Deep divers, don't make me dive deep today. Well, I'm diving deep, baby, right? Time is a man-made concept. There is no time. That's why in ancient times, they didn't even record birthdays. Because if we start to realize that time is actually the trap, that's why I don't wear a watch. Because once again, we are infinite. I'm not time bound. I transcend time into the fifth dimension and beyond. If you realize that this 3D reality, which is time-based, is just an illusion, you're one of the chosen ones. If you are moving from fear to love, you are one of the chosen ones. Because in this world, this matrix wants to program you, feed you fear. But if you are aware to that game, you are one of the chosen ones. If you are embracing the love frequency, you are one of the chosen ones. Once that happens, deep divers, you'll just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Beautiful deep divers with just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Get the amazing good ass prana shirts, deep divers, at ralphsmart.com/close. Got a question? Add me on Instagram at Infinite Waters. The model search is also on. Add me on Instagram at Infinite Waters. Check out the amazing book Deep Divers for information like this. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon. Deep Divers, you're one of the chosen ones. Shout out to the Indigos. Have a beautiful day. Infinite Waters diving once again. Well. change, you have to make deep divers, but you're afraid. It's hard to let go and trust the universe, isn't it? Deep divers, if you think change is bad, a routine that doesn't serve you is deadly. For a long time, deep divers, I had a routine which never served me, and therefore I wasn't manifesting any of this. Then I learned how to retrain my brain. I learned how to retrain my mind. And all of a sudden, before you know it, I've changed my entire world. I'm about to share with you this exercise to retrain your brain. You see, to do this, you have to know about the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind governs over 95% of our behavior. And if you realize this, there is no change in your life without a change in routine. You're one step closer to manifesting your dreams. There is no change in your life without a change in routine. If we are constantly doing the same thing every single day, we are programming our subconscious mind. That can be good or bad. If we look at the brain, it's almost like a labyrinth, right? It's like a maze. And a lot of us, we're living a lifestyle doing the same thing repetitively every single day. And this now is all the brain knows. This is all the mind knows. And this becomes our reality. So every single day, I do one thing differently than the last day. And when you are incorporating new routines into your life, you are building new neural pathways. It takes 28 days to build a new neural pathway. There's something called neuroplasticity, and this is how our brain changes based on our experiences. If you want a new brain, deep divers, you have to give yourself new experiences. That's how to retrain your mind. Instead of going that route, go a different route. Travel to see the cat down the road, for goodness sakes. Go to a new country, get new experiences, and now you start creating this process called neurogenesis. Now you have new brain cells, and you have just retrained your mind and have an entirely new brain. And then you'll just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? And wonderful deep divers, that's how to retrain your brain. Have a beautiful day. Peace. Do you ever wake up, deep divers, and wonder how that person became so rich? Do you ever wake up, deep divers, and wonder how the cat down the road became so rich? Well, hold your horses, deep divers. After this video, you're going to find out how it did it. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers, we are out here in nature, baby. Another gorgeous day in Jurassic Park. The willow tree told me to give you lots of good willow tree energy, so that's what I'm gonna do. Take that. We're just breathing in that good ass prana, baby. How to get rich. Train your brain to make more money.
There you go, here's your mommy.
Are you ready, deep divers, to get even richer? Because you're already rich. You just don't know it. How to get rich. I'm about to share with you what has transformed my life. Why every single day I'm rich. And I'm only going to get richer, deep divers. That's right. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? What rich people aren't telling you, deep divers, how to get rich. Train your brain to make more money. Now, right now, deep divers on the planet, a lot of people talk of manifestation. It's time to manifest, Ralph. And I'm with you there. But how do we go about it? How do we become more financially free, more financially independent? Let me give you the blueprint of what helped me along my journey. First and foremost, forget about making money. To get rich, you have to throw that out of the window. You see, rich people never focus on making money. They focus on solving people's problems. What? Slow motion this side. Instead of thinking about how you can make $1 million, think about how you can serve 1 million people. The richest people in the world, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, what are they doing? They are providing a service. What is business? Business is any activity which is engaged in the supply of goods and services to satisfy human wants. So the moment I stopped focusing on making money to providing service, I became rich. Deep divers, how to get rich. Train your brain to make more money. Stop buying dumb shit you don't need to impress people that you don't know who don't even like you, deep divers. You see, to get rich, you have to learn how to stop buying things you don't need. Otherwise, you will have to sell things you actually do need. What I've learned over time is that less is more. And you become rich not by flossing and flexing on the gram. Hey, look at my Rolls Royce that I just rented. Yeah, no. You become rich by being frugal. Not stingy, but frugal. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, all of these wealthy people, they don't say, oh, look at my Gucci. Look at my Fendi. No. Simple suit, simple shoes. They've been wearing for the last 30 years. Nothing fancy. But at the same time, they got billions. I mean, look at Jay-Z's hair right now. Yet he's a billionaire, right? That should tell you something, right? So, the psychology of becoming rich is to be frugal. Stop buying stuff you don't need, otherwise you will have to sell stuff you do need. Deep divers, how to get rich. Train your brain to make more money. Rich people don't work, they supervise. Slow motion this side. What helped me along my journey to get rich was to stop trading my time for money. Deep divers, I used to work 12 hours a day and I was making peanuts. You see, people who do the most work physically get paid the least. Now, rich people, they spend their money to buy time. Poor people sell their time to make money. What? Slow motion this side. Let me repeat that. Rich people spend money to buy time. Most people, normal people, sell their time to make money. Let me give you an example of this, of how I spent money to buy time. So I spent money on a really good laptop. This saved me time, which actually helped me make more money. Right? Money is energy, deep divers. Okay? And the universe is a business, because the moment you breathe in,
don't need her walking on that.
That good ass fun, baby. You gotta breathe right back out.
There's bees, there's picky bushes, there's all that.
You gotta breathe right back out again. Because anytime you breathe, you are making energetic universal transaction. The universe is a business. But if you can learn, deep divers always spend money to buy time, you will always be rich. Stop trading your time for money. Work smart. Deep divers, how to get rich. Train your brain to make more money. Being rich has everything to do with realizing I create happiness. That's what actually rich stands for, okay? Realizing you can create your own reality. To get rich, what helped me along my journey was to focus on my emotional bank balance. You see, a lot of us think that being rich is about how much money you have in your bank account. No, being rich is when you prioritize happiness, love, and health. Okay? So it's all about your emotional bank balance. How rich are you inside of yourself? Okay? So what helped me to get rich was to keep my emotional bank balance really high. And that means you get rich by loving yourself 100%. Deep divers, how to get rich. Train your brain to make more money. 7-day vegan challenge. Eat like a billionaire. Eat superfoods. Invest in superfoods. Once again, rich people spend money
Get her outside
and time.
And change her shoes out
Normal
there.
people sell their time to make money. So, how I spend money to buy time is that I invest in superfoods. Now, this buys me time, which is one of my greatest assets, because now I don't have to spend time in the hospital. Slow motion this side. So, eat like a billionaire. How does a billionaire eat? Well, they have the best food. Well, you have access to that. You can buy beautiful leafy greens, kale. It's not going to break the bank. You can buy beautiful fruits, papaya, mangoes, grapes, dates, all of that good stuff. You can eat like a billionaire and a billionaire right now by investing in superfoods. Health is wealth. Deep dive. How to get rich. Train your brain.
Carry her to the backyard. How many times
What's
have I
helped
said
me
the
along
same
my
thing,
journey is
Owen?
to realize this.
I'm getting upset.
The more you learn,
I don't want to be upset.
the more you earn. Those are the words of Warren Buffett, right? Now,
And if it doesn't work out, then we can just put
it makes sense, right? The more you learn, the more you earn. But ask yourself, am I really learning, or am I allowing myself to be distracted every single day? If it's not helping you evolve, it's a distraction. So what helped me to get rich, and what's helping me to get rich, is to learn. Is to study.
Go open the other door,
things that can help me
other way, boo. Other
become
way.
my greatest version.
Other way.
Invest in books. Read a book a day. Deep divers, that keeps the money coming in. Deep divers. Deep divers, how to get rich. Train your brain to make more money. Every single day, I realize, I always say, gosh, how come the rich don't hang out? They don't really socialize a lot with a lot of other people. You don't really see the queen out and about a lot, right? Because the rich know the secret of being elusive. They don't brag about how many cars they have, right? No. The truly wealthy move in silence, and that's the law of power, right? So to get rich, I always say this, don't brag.
The simple truth is that at the core level, we are all spiritual beings of light. There are, however, certain souls with certain characteristics making up what the archangels call earth angels. So wait, what are earth angels? Really, all souls originate from the same divine source, but there are many different paths and paradigms souls can take which shape their characteristics, missions, and even personalities. Earth angels are people whose soul origins are from beyond Earth, and who have spent a great deal of time in the higher spiritual dimensions of love and light. Earth angels are those who have an overarching prayer and wish to bring peace, light, and love to the earth, humanity, and all beings. While everyone on earth now is a spiritual being, not everyone is an earth angel. Earth angels are highly spiritually evolved as souls. They vibrate with an incredible light, and have been called to earth on a mission to serve as light workers. Earth angels are different from incarnated angels. What does being an earth angel really mean? Being an earth angel doesn't mean you are perfect, it doesn't mean you're an angel. The angelic path is different from the path of humanity, and it doesn't even mean that you're saint-like. Like all of humanity, earth angels make mistakes, experience challenges, and feel disconnected at times. Being an earth angel means that you're called at the soul level to help others, spread kindness, have compassion, and make a difference on earth by bringing the light and love of the higher spiritual realms into physical reality. 31 signs you're an earth angel. You always have an idea or solution to offer and love helping people. You are a fantastic support person in the lives of almost everyone you know. You are always looking for a better way to do something. You rarely ask for help because your frame of reference is to serve others. Being helped is sometimes confusing for you. You feel insecure in many of your relationships. You can easily sense if someone is holding back and you feel the need to seek regular reassurance from them. Additionally, you struggle to understand why this approach doesn't work well. You have a grace that inspires people and you can lift people's energy and spirit without much effort. You accept others wherever they are, even those that some can't even tolerate. You always see a silver lining in every situation and you always see the good in people. You think in terms of possibility and potential. You have incredible gifts in the areas of writing, art, music, and healing. People seek you out to release fears and other painful memories and emotions. You aren't so great about managing responsibilities, time, or boundaries. As children, earth angels have a tendency to be diagnosed with various cognitive disorders because of their lack of concern for the material world. You have no tolerance for anyone in pain. It's your nature to reach out to those who are suffering. Sometimes this means that you attract people who have a victim mentality. You feel lost when faced with extreme anger and you tend to avoid conflict. You want to experience only happiness and to avoid confrontation when possible. You constantly worry that you are bothering others. You frequently apologize and check in with those around you to see how they are feeling about you. It disturbs you when you can't sense that your loved ones are connected with you. You are not comfortable with your physical body, especially your feet. As an angel, you have trouble staying grounded. Those around you often ask, "Where did you go just then?" Because it seems you are often daydreaming or not paying attention. You often provide an alternative or big picture perspective in group settings. You aren't competitive in your personal or work life. You want to see everyone win. You can serve others without drawing attention to yourself. You give without being seen and work as an invisible force behind the scene. You are sensitive to urban settings and the reality of modern life. You have a tendency to feel different or even alienated from others. You can remember being teased as a kid because of your different interests and behavior. You have a tough time being a part of crowds because you feel overwhelmed by the energy of so many different people. You grew up feeling that you couldn't relate to your immediate family. You feel less connected with your physical family, or you were sent specifically to an emotionally distant or dysfunctional family in order to help them. People you don't know very well tend to tell you incredibly personal things about themselves. People tell you that you look younger than you are. You have a history of addiction in your family. You have a clear and strong sense of purpose. Even though you may struggle to know how to manifest this purpose on earth, You know you must work to help, teach, and heal others. You love the idea of freely spreading love, compassion, and guidance. So, are you an Earth Angel? If you're an Earth Angel, you're a powerful being with a long history of helping and healing throughout your lifetimes. You've received a divine assignment to come here now and share your energy and spread love. It's likely that you've, at a minimum, got some suspicions about your true origins, and most likely you've struggled a bit to adjust to life. Ask yourself these questions. Do you have a talent for helping people and yet struggle with your own personal problems like unhealthy relationships, weight issues, or addiction? Do you feel like you're from another planet? Or that you're a lone wolf? Do others seek out your wisdom and guidance, or even vent their frustrations towards you? Did you have a difficult childhood? Are you unable to tolerate violence on any level? Are you interested in energy healing, metaphysical topics, or philosophy? Do you love all of humanity even though you can see our collective flaws? Are you able to notice subtle energies and vibrations? Are you naturally intuitive, empathic, or sensitive? Do you find your overall outlook to be non-judgmental and you're able to see the good in others? Do you strive to support, heal, and empower others? Do you worry about the state of life on this planet and know you're meant to do something about it? Do you have a deep and natural connection with animals and nature? Are you drawn to grow spiritually and uncover your innate soul wisdom? Have you suffered trauma, crisis, or several difficult life situations? Do you feel deeply protective of nature, animals, and children? Are you aware of past lives where you've suffered or even been killed for your gifts and healing abilities? Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night alarmed, but without knowing why? Do you have intense or spiritual dreams? Do you find yourself fast to forgive people and give them second chances? Do you encourage growth and accountability in others? Do you seek a bigger purpose in life? Do you wonder why you are really here at a soul level? Have you met your spirit guides, guardian angels, or the ascended masters supporting you in your life? Do you look younger than your chronological age? Do you suffer from pain or disease that doctors can't explain? Do you know you've experienced reality as a spiritual being before? Do you feel a longing to go home that you can't really explain? Do you have an innate understanding of the magic of life, the universe, and simply being alive? If you can answer yes to most of these questions, you should know that it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because you're an Earth Angel, here on an incredible mission and adventure to spread the light, anchor ascension energy, and make a difference in the world. Crystal, Indigo, Rainbow, and Blue-Ray Earth Angels. Earth Angels often incarnate as crystal children, indigos, or rainbow children, with an incredibly high vibration, a special bond with animals, plants, and crystals. Earth Angels often encompass all the characteristics defined by the titles of Crystal, Indigo, Rainbow, Blue-Ray, and more. Energetic wings of light. Earth Angels will often have energetic wings that can be seen by many psychics and clairvoyants. These wings represent the ability to carry out divine will, and are a light work tool that can help you to tune into energy and environments, block negativity from entering your aura, and they can actually be used for healing and energy work too. Why we need Earth Angels right now. This is a time of intense evolution for the planet and for humanity. Earth Angels were chosen to incarnate now in order to help both humanity and Mother Earth during this period of change and growth. If you're an Earth Angel, it's part of your job to hold the energy so that humanity can progress. You brought gifts with you into this life, and those gifts will help not only the planet, but everyone you come into contact with. Times of transition always feel like uncertain times for those living through them. There are those who help to raise the vibration of the earth and those who are detracting from it. We need Earth Angels here to help counterbalance the negative. Earth Angels live among us and show us how to love each other and our planet. What more important role models could we have right now? Your role as an Earth Angel? What's amazing about your presence here now is that you're helping all of humanity just by being here. But, of course, what you know is that there is so much more to your purpose and so much more that you can do. In short, your role is very simple. Use your gifts to help others and raise the collective vibration of humanity. Simple, yet crucial. I have no doubt that, as an Earth Angel, you are here at this transitional time in order to help bring about great change in as many people as possible. Your natural gift of loving energy, combined with the action possible in human form, is a powerful combination. Many people have lost hope or live in apathy that humanity and Mother Earth cannot be changed for the better. Your presence here is proof that this isn't true. Your role is about showing people alternatives to hopelessness and indifference. Think about what excites you, or even what worries you, and move in that direction. Think about your own spiritual journey and begin to share it with others. There are so many areas where humanity can be shown how to raise individual and collective vibration. You are here to be a role model for the rest of us. The Divine is asking you to transform your own life and, by doing so, to transform the lives of others. If you aren't sure what you're meant to be doing here, I encourage you to access your guides to simply ask for guidance, and then listen for your answer by tapping into your intuitive knowing. When you are able to be silent for a while, Spirit will speak to you. Your purpose is so important and you are not alone. Practical steps to become an empowered Earth Angel. If you're an Earth Angel, you know that you're here with a very specific purpose. Your mission to raise Earth's vibration and help humanity is an important one and you're uniquely suited to carry it out. But that doesn't mean that the way forward is always clear or that you don't falter or feel lost from time to time. Particularly if you're just discovering your role here as an Earth Angel, helping humanity can feel daunting. You might even be asking yourself, what does raising the vibration on our planet even feel like or look like? Being an Earth Angel needs to involve some practical and tangible steps to take. If you're pumped about having a greater purpose but feeling a bit lost about where to start and what to do, take a look at these practical and everyday steps. Don't worry about taking them on all at once. Try to do 1 or 2 a week and you'll see things start to align and become clear in no time. 17 practical steps for Earth Angels. Begin a daily meditation program. If you've never practiced or it's been a while, start with 5 minutes a day and build up to 20 to 30. Begin connecting with your angels. If you're brand new to angel communication, start by reading books, taking a course, using angel oracle cards, or listening to channeled angel messages. The more you communicate, the more your purpose as an Earth Angel becomes clear. Set a goal to do something helpful each day. Feel free to start small and build up. Look for opportunities to do a kind deed or give a kind word. Explore your spiritual abilities. Perhaps you already have an idea of what they are. If so, begin to learn as much as you can about how to open up to these gifts. If you aren't sure, start by working with your intuition. It starts simply by learning to listen to and trust your gut and grows from there. Make a commitment to keep your environment litter-free and beautiful. Plant a garden at home or keep plants near you at home or work. When you see a piece of litter on the street, pick it up and throw it away. You are here to help Mother Earth just as much as humanity. Begin to demonstrate the love and respect you feel by actively taking care of her. Get active by writing letters to those in your local community as well as to national organizations. Use social media to post about causes near and dear to your heart. We need Earth Angels who are willing to lead and point toward what is no longer serving us. Be a role model for how to fully embrace living authentically with a larger purpose. It starts small by speaking honestly, by dropping what doesn't serve you personally, acting on the love you feel in your heart, and by focusing on the things of light in this world. Commit to taking care of your physical body. Earth angels have a tendency to neglect or abuse the physical body. They simply aren't used to having them. Eat organic for a week, cut out foods you know don't suit you for a month, exercise daily, try a week-long detox. As always, start small and keep it simple. Learn something about a different culture or country. Make a point to talk to as many different people as you can. Try an international dish. Watch documentaries. The point is to expand your mind and your horizons and tap into the unconditional love that exists so fully in your heart. Use crystals regularly. Place them in your home or workplace to clear your own energy and the energy in your environment. Learn about the art of Feng Shui and begin to set up your space in a way that is conducive to spiritual growth. Learn a healing art like Reiki, massage, or crystal healing. Even if you don't feel you have a scientific mind, learn what you can about the research being done with quantum or string theory. You don't have to get too deep to gain insight and get benefit from this knowledge. There are plenty of things written in layman's terms that are accessible and helpful. Throughout the day, regularly ask yourself, how can I bring more light and more love into this situation? Make a commitment to service. Whether you give money or time, whether you help many organizations or focus on just one, allow service to others to become a bigger and bigger aspect of your life. When you find yourself slipping into judgment, call your attention to it and shift your perspective. Try to have an open heart and an open mind toward all creatures. It's not always easy to love the guy who just cut you off in traffic, but spend 20 seconds sending him or her love anyway. If your purpose has already started to take shape in your mind and the universe seems to be sending you messages and guiding you in a particular direction, consider writing out your goals, aspirations, and intentions, in order to help your angels and the universe help you. When you're ready, you might even consider writing a mission statement for your newly understood purpose. Give yourself permission. In my experience, most people intuitively know what they need to do, or say, or be, or experience. They just seek assurance, confirmation, or permission first. Give yourself permission to follow the urgings of your heart. If you feel it, believe it, then do it. The truth is that you are capable, in this moment, of fulfilling your purpose here on Earth. Perhaps you just don't have the confidence to realize it just now. Wake up each day and remind yourself that today is the day to embrace who you truly are. Even if you falter, keep going. Even if you doubt, don't wait. Ask your angels for guidance and pray to be open to the messages that are coming to you. Thank you for being here now.
And oh, really gotta hand it to you. We really gotta hand it to you. Are you positive? Absolutely.
Many empathic or highly sensitive people feel that their ability to feel so many different emotional energies in their environments is a curse, but with recent research suggesting that empaths are actually highly psychic, you may want to hone your empathic skills instead of hiding them away, or bemoaning their existence. Here are 4 superpowers of empathic people that you too can develop. 1. Read people's minds. Empaths have a form of psychic ability that is considered a rare gift. Mind reading isn't a parlor trick. We all do it to some degree, taking cues from people's body language and verbal discourse. A skilled nonverbal decoder can tell if someone is lying, someone is happy or sad, even if they claim to be the opposite, or if they are manipulating others with their speech and gestures. We can all be mentalists picking up on inconsistencies in someone's words and body language, but empaths take it a step further. Many empaths receive psychic images, statements, cues, or smells intuitively which indicate to them a reality beyond which most are aware. If you pick up on these energies unwillingly, you could instead focus on them and see if you can create an even stronger psychic experience, turning your empathic skills into full-blown ESP. Then you can literally walk a mile in someone else's shoes and know exactly what that would feel like. Imagine the possibilities. How many wrong turns, missteps, or arguments could you avoid? How much success could you experience learning from others' mistakes? Knowing when someone is lying or telling the truth. Priceless. Instead of shunning your empathic ability to feel everything, use it to become a true mind reader. 2. Become your own emotion superhero. If you have a crazy ability to empathize with others, why not turn this around and use it to your own benefit? So many people today are completely disconnected from their own emotions. You aren't. This may seem like a tremendous burden, feeling what they ought to feel, and feeling what you feel. But if you were able to develop some discernment, and focus on your own emotional growth, this gift can become your greatest superpower. The act of listening to your own feelings and thoughts is self-empathy. It's compassion in action. It could completely and utterly change how you communicate with people. For instance, let's say you are visiting family for the holidays or a long weekend and one of your uncles says, "Don't you know this president is going to ruin the nation?" Your internal dialogue as an empath might be something like, "Oh my God, he has no clue how every person is affecting this country, and this planet, and the people who are running the show aren't presidents or politicians, they may not even be on this planet. What an idiot." This is what your emotional triggers might be around a simple statement that someone from your family makes. But what if you honored those feelings and learned how to communicate them lovingly? What if, instead, you internally stated, "Wow, hearing what my uncle just said alarms me," to the point of even feeling panicked because that statement doesn't agree with the world I see, or how I believe this universe is formed, and I'm scared of being at odds with my family member. Superpower indeed. Empaths can trigger heart-based communication by honoring their emotions. You could instead say to your uncle from this emotionally aware place, "Yes, we all ruin the world a little or make it closer to a paradise every day by the thoughts, deeds, and actions we engage in." This statement might go over his head, or open up a whole different type of dialogue that is more in alignment with who you are. 3. Transmute the negative only you can feel. So many people are affected by negative influences which are invisible in the world today. Empaths are acutely aware of this. An empath can even walk into a room where a negative conversation or act just transpired, and though it isn't currently happening, they can sense the negative energy that lingers. Flowers can change the energy of an environment. Instead of being a victim of this sensitivity to energy, look for positive energy first, and transmute that negative energy. Practice a quiet 5-minute Tonglen meditation. Bring high-energy plants or flowers to a place with low energy, or simply utter encouraging words and thoughts to people around you who are also affected by the negativity. Even better? Find the humor in the situation and share it. Even the most vile circumstance has a funny side to it. Use laughter to literally create intimacy and openness where there was none. 4. Turn your sensitivity into a highly coveted skill. Do the wrong sheets make you break out in hives? Are certain smells absolutely revolting to you? Do non-organic foods cause you terrible gastrointestinal distress? Do you need quiet in order to sleep, and alone time in order to offload all the smells, sights, sounds, and emotions you've absorbed all day long? Instead of looking at this trait as if it were a burden, use it to your advantage. Need more beauty and peace as an empath? Create it yourself. You could become a perfumer, and advise companies on removing chemicals and adding natural scents to their products. You could help others eat divinely prepared food by becoming an organic chef. You could develop quiet spaces like gardens, libraries, or meditation rooms that not only you need, but that others would revel in, without even realizing that they were desperate for your gift. Use those sensitivities to create a peaceful haven in the world, and your empathic skills are no longer a curse, but used to fulfill your life's purpose.
You had breakfast.
There are many more ways you can put your empathic superpowers to good use.
Saying no. And it was her food, not yours, Owen.
March 28, 2016. Website wakeupworld.com. Produced by Higher Self.
What does it really mean to awaken? It is fair to say that awakening is a journey from limitation to freedom, from unconscious to conscious. Whether you intentionally choose to take this journey or an unexpected experience propels you onto the path, once you start, there is no turning back. It is true that the journey might be quite arduous at times, but no matter how long or challenging, the extraordinary destination far exceeds any bumps and bruises along the way. The end result of full awakening is freedom from personal suffering, clarity of mind, boundless joy, inner peace, and the ability to live an incredibly fulfilling life. The awakened state holds everything we have ever desired, and so much more. Where are you and what comes next? There are 5 stages of awakening, and when you understand each stage, and where you are on the journey, you can recognize the signposts along the way, and the possible pitfalls to avoid. Please use the following guide as a way to navigate the stages of awakening, but keep in mind that everyone's experience is different. There is no right or wrong way to wake up. Like art, it is all beautiful and perfect. Stage 1 of awakening, the stage of the false self. Subtle awareness of something more begins to grow. In stage 1 of awakening, we are most asleep, and we do not even know that we are asleep. We are entrenched in mass consciousness and going through the motions of life, generally following the rules of culture and laws of the land. We don't usually question reality or seek answers beyond what is necessary for survival and maintenance of a lifestyle. Our identities define us and we live within the construct of religion, culture, and/or society. We may even play the part of victim or perpetrator. Unconscious programming runs us, and, as a result, we see the world in black and white, good and bad. We likely process a rigid model of the world according to our specific programming. Because there is a great desire to fit in and be accepted, in this stage, it is common to sacrifice our needs and compromise our values in order to receive approval and be included in our desired community, be that family, culture, business, religion, etc. Self-worth is likely conditional and attached to identity or the roles we play, or there may be other means of proving that we are worthy. Because the ego generally runs the show, we likely believe we are the ego, with little or no awareness that there is a greater part of us. In stage 1, happiness is based on externals, therefore, in order to feel happy, we try to control reality, other people, places, and experiences. Although we attempt to control our lives, for both happiness and security, it is more than likely that our emotions rule, and our actions and reactions are based on our moment-to-moment feelings. We make no connection between our thoughts/beliefs and our experiences in reality, and, therefore, we have no direct ability to consciously create our reality. Despite our unconscious nature, the first signs of awakening happen during this stage, a flash feeling that there is something more, or an inkling of doubt that makes us uncertain about life or reality. Stage 2 of awakening, the stage of questioning. The doubts experienced in stage 1 begin to turn into meaningful questions. The first signs of movement from unconscious to conscious are experienced. In stage 2 of awakening, we experience a growing discomfort in our lives. There is a feeling that something is wrong or missing. We begin to question mass consciousness and the validity of rules, beliefs, and laws. Things that used to bring us comfort like religion or traditions are no longer satisfying, and the places that we once found answers no longer provide relief. We question our identity, but we still hold on to it because we must continue to prove our worth, and we don't yet know ourselves outside of our human identity. As we question the roles we play, we may feel lost, and even betrayed by others or life in general. We may even blame religion, family, culture, government, or the world for our problems, or maybe we blame specific people for our dysfunctions. As we shift responsibility onto others, we feel powerless over our lives, not yet realizing that in order to take back our power, we must take responsibility. In this stage, we might move from victim to survivor, but we are likely still blaming others and feeling powerless. We begin to ask, who am I? Why am I here? Although we are searching for answers, we still hold on to certain limiting beliefs that keep us enslaved in the reality we have known. When we attempt to challenge these beliefs, fear brings us back, keeping us asleep a little longer. In our discomfort with reality, and our search for answers, we may experience a great deal of confusion, overwhelm, anxiety, and even depression. We keep up with our lives, but we are secretly just going through the motions. As we experience a variety of challenges designed to help us wake up, tolerable discomfort turns into pain and suffering. As our disempowering beliefs are demonstrated in real-life situations and relationships, we get our first glimpse of the unconscious programs running our lives, but our desire to fit in and be accepted is likely stronger than any desires to free ourselves. Although this is the beginning of our internal programs breaking down, we are still trying to prove our worth by demonstrating our importance and seeking approval for our efforts. We begin to understand that happiness cannot be found in the outside world, but we are still playing the game seeking happiness in other people, places, and experiences. In this stage, there can be a great deal of emotional triggers. We may even experience trauma or remember past trauma. Emotions are generally very strong, and we may feel most fragile or vulnerable. What we do not yet realize is that our issues are coming to the surface to be healed and released. Even though we are beginning to see the world in a whole new light, we may still possess black and white thinking, maybe more than ever. We are not ready to take responsibility for our lives and, therefore, we make little or no connection between our thoughts and our experiences in reality. As the outside world no longer satisfies our hunger, the journey inward is about to begin. Stage 3 of awakening, the stage of introspection. Immense personal and spiritual growth and the start of conscious evolution through self-discovery. In stage 3 of awakening, we begin a journey of introspection. In stage 2, we rebelled against the external world with little or no success in relieving our pain, suffering or discomfort, so now we retreat as we begin to seek answers inside ourselves. We start to disentangle from mass consciousness, releasing many limiting beliefs that were programmed into us by asleep parents, teachers, culture, society, religion, and media. As we release these beliefs, we may experience both grief and relief. If we spent a lifetime imprisoned in beliefs that caused emotional suffering, physical hardship, and lost happiness, we may grieve for the life we never had, and at the same time, we may feel great relief as we break free from limitation. As we recognize how asleep we have been, we can clearly see that most people we know are still asleep. We try to wake them up, but our attempts are seen as judgmental and, therefore, met with deaf ears. Not surprisingly, with our eyes wide open, it is common to experience greater judgment of other people, friends and strangers alike, society and the world. Others may feel our judgment and defensively respond with their own judgment of us. We are seen as different, weird, and maybe even crazy. Sooner or later, we decide to keep our growing awareness to ourselves, maybe rationalizing that it's better to be silent than be judged. At this point, we don't have a lot of hope that others will wake up. We are still focused on everything that is wrong in our lives, and in the world, but, at the same time, we have resistance to letting go. The process of letting go is often the work in this stage, and, as we learn to let go, stage 3 is where we may leave unsatisfying jobs, intimate relationships, families, friendships, religions, organizations, and any disempowering ways of life. We may disentangle from roles we played, reject our past identity, and there may even be a total withdrawal from society. Our former model of the world is failing and we no longer see the world in black and white or good and bad. There may be a growing sense that we are all connected, but at the same time we may feel completely disconnected from every other human being. In many ways, we are faced with the dichotomy of life and existence. The most common attribute of stage 3 is loneliness. In a sea of billions of people, you may feel like you are the only one awake, no one understands you, and there is no one with whom to connect. At this point, you might begin to question the questioning, why did you ever begin this journey? What's the point of waking up, if you must be alone and lonely? After all, you might have been unhappy when you were asleep, but at least you had friends, family, and people who cared about you. Now, there is no one. You consider going back. You wish you could forget about everything you now know just so you can be part of a family or community. You yearn for normalcy in order to fit in with others, but you also know that it is too late. You cannot forget what you have remembered, and despite your loneliness and your desire to fit in, you wouldn't go back or undo your path even if you could. Issues of worthiness often surface in this stage, because the ways in which we once proved worth no longer work, or are no longer available, because we left the job or situation that once made us feel worthy. We may still try to seek approval, acceptance, or appreciation or get other emotional needs met by those still in our lives, but it doesn't fulfill us, as it once did, and we are left feeling empty, forced to deal with feelings of unworthiness on our own. Our desire to fit in and be accepted is slowly being drowned out by our desire to be free and awake. In the quest for answers and relief from emotional pain, we may embark on some sort of spiritual practice such as meditation, yoga, or mindfulness. If we are not using the practice to avoid something, its purpose is likely to get us somewhere, accomplish something or wake up. In stage 3, we may experience the first real sense of power, but, if the ego claims this power, we may have challenging and humbling experiences. By now, we may be able to see the connection between our thoughts and beliefs, and the creation of our reality, and, as a result, we try to control our thoughts, but it is a difficult process because old programs are still running. We no longer look outside ourselves for happiness, but maybe we don't yet know how to find it within. Peace and freedom may also take precedence over happiness. Stage 3 is often the longest stage and almost always the most challenging, but it is also the most important in terms of awakening. This stage is marked by the swing between resistance and letting go, with moments of clarity and enlightenment, but they don't last. It is very common to have multiple experiences of awakening in this stage and even to believe that each one is the final awakening, only to find yourself back in reality, hours, days, or weeks later. With each experience of awakening, the sense of your higher self grows stronger. You are unknowingly making room for this real self to emerge in your consciousness and integrate in your life. In stage 3, it is common to experience a fear of losing oneself, and you may struggle to maintain a sense of self, but ultimately, toward the end of this stage, an ego death is inevitable. When the ego loses hold, there is often a realization that there is no point or purpose to life. This can be liberating, like a breath of fresh air, or it can be devastating, resulting in hopelessness and despair. Without point or purpose, we no longer know how to live our lives, and nothing is ever the same. There is a foreboding sense that awakening will cost you everything, yet, at the same time, there is a greater sense that something inside you is waking up. Stage 4 of awakening, the stage of resolution. Spiritual awakening is effortlessly experienced in everyday life. Stage 4 of awakening is the stage of resolution where your true self has finally overshadowed your false self or ego self. The struggle that you experienced in the first 3 stages is over and you experience a deep peace and knowing of who you really are, and you are no longer seeking answers. This is fondly known as the Eckhart Tolle stage. All your beliefs have been overhauled in the past 2 stages, and the beliefs that remain support harmony and balance. You have mastered the art of letting go, and surrendering to a higher power. You also experience and have access to the inner power you possess, without ego control. Doubt has been replaced with faith and trust. You are able to see and understand your life in such a way that your past and present all makes sense. You have forgiven everyone for everything, including yourself. Unconscious programming has been replaced with consciousness, and there are no emotional or mental prisons holding you captive. You take responsibility for your entire life, no longer blaming anyone for anything. As you have freed yourself, you have freed all the people who have ever been affected by your judgment and expectations. You are no longer trying to prove your worth. You now know and own your intrinsic worth, and, as a result, you experience unconditional self-love. Although you might still be alone on your journey, you experience a deep and profound connection to all of life, and the sense of loneliness has likely faded into all oneness. The need and desire for the old paradigm of relationships has shifted, and you no longer yearn to fit in or be normal. You allow yourself to be exactly who you are, without needing approval or acceptance from anyone. You no longer have a need to change anyone or help those you love wake up, and you are pleasantly surprised that some people you know are actually awakening. All your relationships improve, and the new people who come into your life are better aligned with who you are. In this stage, you integrate your insights and develop greater understanding for the journey you have been on. You may teach, mentor or share, but not because you feel you have to, or because you need to, but only because it brings you joy, and you are guided to do so. You may have a compelling desire to support others on their journey, or you may have no inclination whatsoever. If you take the role of teacher, mentor, healer, or coach, you do not take responsibility for others, but rather you empower them to empower themselves. You don't take anything personally, and another's behavior has little, or no, effect on you. During stage 4, it is common to have some sort of spiritual practice, such as meditation, yoga, or mindfulness, but not because you are trying to get somewhere or accomplish something, as in the previous stage, but rather because it feels good to you, and it is a natural expression of your life. You may also experience increased intuition and the ability to access infinite intelligence, as if you have a direct line to unlimited information. This stage is marked by living in the moment. You have made peace with the realization that there is no purpose or point to life, and, as a result, it is effortless to live in the present moment. Your love for life and all living beings overflows unconditionally with gratitude and appreciation as a common state of being. The concepts of good and bad have dissolved, and, yet, you have the full knowing that inside everyone and everything is love. You take stock of yourself, realizing that you are still you. You are free from ego control, and no authentic parts have been lost in the journey to awakening. Your personality may be quite the same, but you are likely more easygoing and light-hearted. Either you have found a livelihood that is aligned with who you are, or you have made peace with your present-day livelihood. Intentional manifesting, authentic choice, and truly letting go. There is really no thought of happiness because you no longer need anything to make you happy. You have realized that the secret to happiness is living in the moment, and it is now easy to be present at all times. You have learned how to master your thoughts and beliefs, but, surprisingly, you may have no desire to change anything in your life. Although you likely experience a full range of emotions, emotions no longer rule you or control your choices or relationships. Your higher self has integrated in your body, and you live your life as this real self. You are finally conscious and awake, and grateful that your past asleep self had the courage and tenacity to make this journey. It was worth it, 1,000,000 times over. Stage 5 of awakening, the stage of conscious creation. The ability to consciously create one's life from the awake state. Many people arrive at stage 4 and mistakenly believe it is the final stage of awakening, but it is actually a bridge to an even greater experience of awakening. In stage 5 of awakening, you experience, and deepen, all the attributes of stage 4, but you also step into your power as conscious creator. Although there is no preordained point or purpose to life, you now understand that the point and purpose of life can be anything that you choose, and you integrate this understanding by consciously choosing the purpose of your life, because that is the point. Work and play merge into one, and you experience peace and fulfillment equally in both. You no longer do anything out of obligation or need, but, instead, you are guided through inspiration and pure desire. You experience a direct connection to all of life, and you are inspired to create in a whole new manner. Through intuitive connection with infinite intelligence, you might develop new paradigms of community building, teaching, or leadership. At this stage, you have the ability to attract relationships and form communities that support the betterment of humanity. Since you have mastered your thoughts and beliefs, you can now consciously create the life you desire, living in the moment, while also creating for the future. In pure connection with Prime Creator, you are a channel of expression in all you do. Whatever stage you might now be experiencing, you cannot get it wrong and there are no tests to pass. Awakening is simply a natural process, just like the caterpillar that awakens as the butterfly. A common question is, how long does each stage take? The time we spend in each stage is not predetermined, but we can move through a stage quicker and easier when we utilize a mindfulness practice of letting go. Letting go is truly the secret of awakening. As more and more people awaken, a threshold of awakening will be experienced, and the masses will awaken in a much different paradigm than those of us who have already awakened or who are awakening now. The stages of awakening will be less defined and maybe even disappear altogether. No matter where you are on your journey to awakening, you are exactly where you need to be.
Going through a very deep and powerful spiritual metamorphosis individually and collectively as the human species. I believe there is a reason behind everything that occurs. It's my experience that there are no accidents or coincidences in this world. Nothing is by chance, ever. What's happening to the consciousness of everyone on our planet has many dimensions to it, and one of them is of astronomical proportions. Not many people on Earth know this, yet on December 21st, 2012, all the planets in our solar system were perfectly aligned with each other in one straight row. If you don't believe it, download the Google Sky Map and see where they are right now still in a straight row. For the first time, our Earth, Moon, all 9 planets in our solar system, our Sun and the Pleiades constellation which is the star system that our Sun orbits, all came into direct perfect alignment with the massive black hole that exists at the very center of our Milky Way galaxy. Wow, talk about a special time to be alive on the planet. The really amazing fact is that this perfect alignment only happens once every 200 plus million years. One of the most interesting facts about our galaxy is that there is a black hole which is millions of miles in diameter at the very center. It gives you a small idea of how huge our galaxy is. This black hole is so powerful and magnetic that it alone is responsible for holding all 500 million stars in our Milky Way galaxy in perfect order and place. It is this amazing black hole of deep emptiness and absolute nothingness at the center of our little Milky Way, which maintains perfect balance and gravitational pull for the 500 million suns that are revolving around it. This 2012 event was huge on so many levels. It also marked the completion of a 26,000-year solar cycle of our Sun orbiting around Pleiades. This was an event that the Mayans and many other ancient tribes around the planet have foreseen happening for hundreds of years. Scientists have also found that Earth is also physically passing through the central core of a massive photon belt floating through our solar system. Being inside this core of the photon belt and in cosmic alignment with the center of the Milky Way is what is physically causing this higher vibration to reach our planet, creating a massive shift to higher consciousness, so we can easily move from 3D into the 4th and 5th dimensions. Scientists have also said that our planet is reaching closer towards a 0 point in our magnetic field, which is causing everything to speed up, and make every human being experience a dramatic shift in their perception of reality. What does it mean to shift from 3D consciousness into the 5th dimension? One could say this shift is like a massive update to your entire operating system. It's like upgrading from human consciousness 3.0 to galactic consciousness 12.0. When we are ready to move beyond the 3rd dimension, we must go through the 4th dimension before we can enter the 5th. The 4th acts much like a purifying filter, for it is the realm of the heart that is filled with love, oneness and lightness. The 5th dimension is even lighter in frequency, having a more pure love, cosmic consciousness and a true multi-dimensional reality. We will be inside this photon belt of energy for the next 2,000 years, causing a massive shift in consciousness for the entire humanity. Everyone on our planet will be shifting from 3D consciousness into a fifth-dimensional enlightened reality. The shift will be bringing humanity into the Aquarian age of being one unified harmonious world working together in peace. It will occur as a very slow digestible rate that is easy to assimilate and integrate. In my personal research with the inner worlds through my guide and deep meditation practices, I've discovered that there are 7 basic signs that you're entering the 5th dimension. The key aspect is that these signs happen for everyone. There are many more wild multi-dimensional experiences that will naturally occur for you during your...
Hey, I offered you last night. You didn't even want to go out when I offered it to you.
It's cold in there.
Put on a sweater. And you got clothes right there.
Narcissists are attempting a final attack on empaths. This is going back to the core of a deep ancient wound on the psyche. Before I go any further, let me say that I for one do not believe in labels. I utilize these terms and others as it allows us to identify empaths and narcissists for the purpose of identifying a collection of feelings or behaviors, and so on. This allows us a reference point of a collective of similarities, which then becomes a label or name to identify these. I am not going to go into this any further here as I want to share the rest of this article of the attacks that are occurring on many beautiful and loving souls, and where this stems from, for a deeper and bigger picture. Please know that narcissists do feel very deeply, so very deeply that it has overwhelmed them, and due to this and not fully owning their deeper, darker or shadow sides, out comes the narcissist label, as their way of coping. Underneath or secretly, these souls are jealous of the empath who feels openly and is unable to hide this. Well, yes, many of us had to hide this to cope, yet we really suffered in silence within. As we were feeling very, very deeply and could not help but to feel as we do. This is us and this is who we are. This is our actual strength. We just didn't know this and have had to grow into this, to own this or empower ourselves. That is why I call this the year of the empath, as well as the year of breathing deeply to release anxiety. So this brings me back to the narcissist personality for the sake of a word or label. The last 2 posts I shared on the 9th and 11th of January received an enormous amount of responses from many beautiful souls who also feel so deeply, and have felt very alone and have suffered much. Due to being so loving, and not understanding they are not on their own and our gentleness or our softness, our empathy is our actual strength. Yet we are needing to grow into this, and this takes time. We have chosen through soul contracts with those close or not to us, to learn to build and regain our courage and confidence to ultimately take our power back. By being true to ourselves once and for all. Let us shine the light on those so-called narcissistic personalities. As in, we may need to realize with those close to us who are like this, we have somewhere along the line have had love for them. And this quite often is the internal struggle. Realize the bigger picture of that we gave so much of ourselves that we expected this to be returned as we gave. Yet this has not always been the case with those that are not coming from unconditional love as we have. With those that have not been able to face or embrace their feelings within as an empath has or does. As empaths are very, very brave and courageous souls, and this is what the narcissist is jealous and insecure of what they are needing to bring into the light for themselves. On one hand, we have our heart that has loved, And then we have our head that is angry or whatever we are feeling at them, as to how we have been treated. As often the struggle is the head and the heart, which can sort of go into a battle with this. I am saying to you, to stand back and allow your soul to guide your head and your heart. Each situation is so very personal, and some with many contributing factors in each individual's circumstance. I can only encourage you to stand in your soul's truth of who you are, remembering not to be hard on yourself and not to take on their negativity, not to sink back into the old emotions, not to play the games that they play and do so very well that they can fool many others. As eventually the light does win and shine each and every time. When we are true to ourselves and stand up for ourselves, and in this I mean calmly yet firmly with boundaries. By respecting ourselves and giving ourselves the love firstly, and honoring ourselves. As when we back ourselves, the divine will back us up each and every time that we are brave enough to do so. Yet we are needing to be strong enough to push through the old and break out of the box that others put us in. As we are stronger and freer, now more than we have ever been in humanity's history. Shine on and rise, empaths and spiritual warriors. There is much more to this, as there are souls we can distance ourselves with, and set our boundaries, and put our protection up. Yet there are those that are part of our soul contracts that we are needing to see through and claiming our power back by having them in our lives in some way, for as long as that needs to be. And with those souls we are needing to change the way we are with them, and find a very new way to deal with these souls, as this is part of our soul's growth and learning, as at the end of the day there is the biggest blessings and miracles in pushing through to the new for us, through these souls and our contracts. Yet this comes with time, especially when these are of the heart. Much unconditional love, truth and honesty. Anastasia Blue Beyond.
I want you up there to stop that, Owen. You gotta be the bad guy and take it away from her.
Four Crystals for Empaths and Sensitive Souls. By Adrian Goff. May 9th, 2016. Website: adriangoff.com. Produced by Higher Self.
Being an empath is a beautiful gift and a spiritual superpower, although it might not always feel like it. An empath is somebody who is able to feel the emotions, the energy, and even the physical pain of others. They tend to have a heart of gold and a highly developed intuitive sense. This heightened level of sensitivity and perception can make an empath shine as a healer, a counselor, or in any helping profession. Literally feeling what others are experiencing can guide you in how to best assist them. Perhaps that's why so many people are drawn to empaths. A challenge for empaths is to learn to distinguish which emotions, pains, and thoughts belong to others, and which are their own. Protection is key for empaths to help them avoid becoming overwhelmed and drained. It is also helpful for them to have skills and tools to release negative energy and emotions they may have picked up. As the cosmic and planetary energies continue to intensify, the need for empaths to practice good self-care becomes even more important. Thankfully, there are 4 powerful crystals that provide perfect support for empaths and sensitive souls. 1. Sugilite. Sugilite is a godsend for sensitives who are on their spiritual path due to its ability to protect, purify, awaken, and ground. It can come in various shades of purple, and some specimens contain spots of black, gray, or white. Sugilite is a shielding stone that forms an impermeable bubble of protection around you. Its protective quality keeps you safe from intrusive or disharmonious energy, negative emotions, and lower thought forms from others or from your environment. It can also block psychic attack and prevent entity attachment. Sugilite brings in the violet flame of purification and helps you to transmute and dispel negative energy, patterns, and karma that might be affecting you, whether it originates from others or from yourself. Perhaps this is why Sugilite is commonly recommended for sensitive souls, children, or starseeds who have difficulty adjusting to the negativity that is prevalent on the earth plane. Sugilite awakens the higher chakras and keeps your intuition sharply tuned, while also grounding and balancing you. Since it boosts the intuition, it helps empaths to navigate their surroundings and to avoid negative situations and people. It can also help empaths who do healing or metaphysical work to enhance their healing and psychic gifts. The presence of manganese, iron, and lithium gives Sugilite a calming, balancing, and grounding quality that is especially helpful for empaths. Being grounded and centered makes it easier to be aware of your own energy and to detect when you are being affected by outside influences. 2. Lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is a beautiful blue stone with inclusions of pyrite, fool's gold, and calcite. Prized by the ancient Egyptians and recognized by Edgar Cayce as the most beneficial stone for humanity, lapis lazuli assists with spiritual mastery, higher dimensional attunement, and auric maintenance. Lapis is a highly protective stone that seals, repairs, and strengthens your auric field, while also clearing any negativity that you might have picked up. The pyrite inclusions ground, balance, and stabilize the entire auric field. Pyrite also blocks lower influences and energies. Some empaths experience energy drain due to a breach in their energy field, and pyrite can help to replenish the depleted energy. The calcite inclusions bring a pronounced clearing effect, helping to cleanse and purify the entire biosystem. Calcite also has an amplifying effect that energizes you and increases the power of lapis lazuli. For these reasons, lapis lazuli is one of the best, most complete protection and energy maintenance stones out there. Lapis lazuli is a stone of higher connection, wisdom, and truth that can expand your consciousness and tune you into higher levels of guidance. It can help empaths to decipher and trust the subtle intuitive impressions they are getting, while empowering them to act upon the information appropriately. Since empaths can get bombarded by people who need help, lapis lazuli is a great choice for helping them to speak up and to set clear boundaries when necessary. 3. Lepidolite. A common complaint that empaths have is being anxious and overwhelmed, because they are like antennas that receive vast amounts of feelings and energies that surround them. Lepidolite is a beautiful antidote to the stress, anxiety, fear, and lower emotions from others that can inundate their fields and overwhelm them. Lepidolite is a beautiful stone of filtering effect, extraneous energies, feelings, and impressions that you don't need to absorb. It is highly recommended for sensitive people, because it fortifies the emotional body and helps you to be less affected by drama or chaos that might enter into your sphere. It also encourages you to set your own space and to lovingly keep the door closed to energies that would throw you off center. 4. Rainbow fluorite. Rainbow fluorite is a multitasking powerhouse that can help empaths on all levels of the being. Fluorite is one of the magical minerals that can be found in a wide range of colors: pink, magenta, white, purple, blue, green, yellow, red, and black. Rainbow fluorite has multiple colors in one stone. This means that it is equipped to clear and balance multiple chakras simultaneously. Sacred geometry also plays an important role in the energy of fluorite. Fluorite naturally forms in the shape of the cube and the octahedron. The cube helps to structure and organize energy, while grounding and protecting you. The octahedron resonates with balance, healing, and spiritual activation. For all of these reasons, rainbow fluorite is the stone that keeps your feet anchored to the earth, all of your chakras open and clear, and your consciousness attuned to the higher dimensions of reality. This is essential for empaths, so that they stay centered, grounded, protected, and tuned in. Rainbow fluorite really shines when applied to the higher chakras, because it heightens your psychic ability and intuition. It also sharpens your mental body and can help empaths to understand and process the incoming spiritual information that they are receiving. Known as the IQ stone, it brings order, coherency, and clarity to your thoughts and senses. It has a profound clearing effect, getting rid of mental clutter and general psychic debris from other people that might otherwise lead to confusion. Rainbow fluorite has a powerful healing influence on the physical body. According to Melody, author of Love is in the Earth, fluorite purifies, cleanses and eliminates that which is in disorder on a physical body level. Therefore it is a healing support for many diseases, such as colds, flu, infections, and even cancer. For empaths who pick up other people's physical ailments and pains, fluorite can help to release and heal them with greater ease and speed. Rainbow fluorite's clearing, stabilizing, and protective qualities are also highly beneficial for the emotions and for the aura. It can help to clear emotions and blockages, to stabilize erratic feelings, and to bring you back into a state of emotional balance and calm. Rainbow fluorite clears negativity from the auric field and protects against EMFs, lower energies, and thought forms, psychic attack, and other undesirable energies. Being an empath can rock, if you have the right rocks. Allow these 4 crystals to have your back, while you use your beautiful gifts to help heal people and the planet.
Our higher self is constantly trying to remind us of what really matters in our lives and what we came to Earth to experience. However, often we are so overwhelmed by our everyday problems, worries, and anxieties that we lose touch with our higher self. Our higher self has our best interests at heart, but its voice is often drowned out by the voice of the ego. The ego is very concerned with material things, success, and how others perceive us. But the higher self is not interested in any of that. Here are 7 things your higher self wants you to remember. 1. We are exactly where we are supposed to be. Sometimes it can feel like we have taken the wrong path in our lives. We see the mistakes we have made and we wish we could turn back time. However, our higher self wants us to remember that we are exactly where we are supposed to be. The mistakes we have made were actually lessons we needed to learn. We should not put ourselves down for the things we feel we did wrong, as they were vital steps on our journey. These choices make us who we are today. From these mistakes, we can learn compassion and forgiveness. We must also forgive ourselves for our mistakes. After all, we were doing the best we could at the time. 2. The present is the only moment we can change. The ego often dwells on the past and the things that happened there. It also likes to spend time contemplating what might happen in the future. But in neither of these places can we make any real change. Once we have learned from past mistakes and asked forgiveness from those we have hurt, including ourselves, we need to move on. But if we move too fast, and spend our time worrying or daydreaming about the future, we are also unable to make changes. The only time we can ever change is the present moment. So this is the place we need to work from. Meditation and mindfulness can help us stay in the present moment more of the time. 3. We have everything we need within us. When we quiet the ego and its fears, we begin to realize that there are amazing resources within us. You have the strength, courage, compassion, and love that you need. By learning about yourself, you begin to understand your values and passions. You can then grow into the person you truly want to be. Journaling can help you discover the true self that lives within you. When you learn to be at peace with yourself, life begins to flow more easily and your experience of life will be less of a struggle. 4. You are the only true judge of your self-worth. The ego is very concerned with outward appearances. It looks for validation from others and for outward signs of success such as money, status, and fame. Your higher self knows that none of these things are reflections of your true worth. No one outside understands your purpose and your journey like you do. This means that only you are able to judge your worth. You need to validate yourself. Many of the things that have true worth, such as kindness, compassion, and generosity, are not seen as valuable in our present society. But these traits are the most valuable. You might like to keep a record of your true accomplishments, such as kindness and creativity, love and service to others, joy and peace. You will never achieve your true purpose if you are continually trying to please others. 5. Be guided by love, not fear. The ego is guided by fear. It fears not having enough and not being enough. Conversely, the only guide the higher self follows is love. Making decisions and judgments based on fear will never lead to true happiness and peace. When you follow the whisperings of your higher self, you are following the path of love. 6. Our security lies in acceptance, not control. As human beings, we strive for security, and this means we like to control life. But we are never really able to control everything, so learning to go with the flow of life helps us to be accepting instead of controlling. It is our idea that things should be a certain way that causes us to struggle with what is, instead of accepting reality. Often the source of relationship problems is the need to control others to ensure that we feel secure. True love is not judgmental. When we accept that everyone has the right to live their lives in their own way, our relationships improve. We are not here to judge others, only to do the best we can with our own lives. When we learn to accept life as it is, we have no need to control outside factors as our security comes from within. 7. You do not need fixing. Your higher self wants you to remember that despite what you might have learned from your family or the education system, you do not need fixing. You are good enough just as you are. Spiritual growth does not come from trying to improve yourself. It comes from accepting yourself as you are, and then following the guidance of your higher self to shine your light in the world and offer your unique gifts and perceptions. When you accept yourself completely and show yourself unconditional love and compassion, unhelpful patterns of thought naturally begin to fade away and you can blossom into the true nature of your being. When we tune into the guidance of our higher self, we remember what our true purpose is. We can let go of demands of the ego and live with love and compassion. We are then free to follow the true path that will fulfill our higher self. End times. During the earth changes in these end times, or tribulation as it is called, the earth and the physical bodies on the earth are supposed to undergo a change as we move from the third dimension to the fourth and fifth dimensions. On the planetary scale, a massive shift is taking place. Huge infusions of light are coming to the earth plane as the veil of separation and denial are lifting. Earth changes are creating physical changes in your bodies right now. The planet is mutating, and so are the beings on it. There is a transmutation taking place in the very cells of your body. A transmutation is the act of being transmuted or changed or altered in form, appearance, nature to a higher form. Transmutation is the internal change going on inside the body that puts together the combination of parts or chemical elements, groups or simpler compounds, or by the degradation of a complex compound so as to form a whole new combination. During mutation, this new combination may be constructed by the body from diverse conceptions into a coherent whole body that may be different from previous bodies. The physical transmutation change within your bodies is a significant and basic alteration in the body. It may be a relatively permanent change in hereditary material involving either a physical change in chromosome relations or a biochemical change in the codons that made up genes. A codon is a triplet of nucleotides that is part of the genetic code for the body. The genetic code specifies a particular amino acid in a protein or starts or stops protein synthesis, which means putting things together. This is the way the body grows or is destroyed by disease during its particular lifetime. There are many teachings coming down today that speak of mutation and also speak of cellular transformation. Some have asked, what is the difference, and is there a difference? Some entities feel that the word mutation is a word that sometimes alienates a lot of people. It sounds scary to some people. So they use the word transformation or cellular transformation because it seems like a little more gentle word to use. They feel that more people are open to the word transformation. It's more like a gradual shifting, whereas mutation feels to some people like there are going to be some changes that are so radical that this creates more of a fear. And these entities try and stay away from wording and language that is going to create more of a fear, because this then creates a restriction of energy when people are met with words that create that type of experience or reaction. Whatever you call the changes that are taking place now in our bodies, the information that was coded into the DNA of your structure is now being activated. The most concise repository of information in your personal blueprint of your species is found in the cellular DNA of your bodies. Your DNA will evolve from 2 helixes to 12 helixes, or even 14 strands, which correspond to energy centers, or chakras, inside and outside your body. The new type 12-strand DNA was originally in bodies 300,000 plus years ago. Within the human body, cells are light-encoded filaments, fine gossamer threads of energy that carry information. When these gossamer threads are working together like a fiber optic type of cable, they form the helix of your DNA. Imagine that your frequencies are starting to detach from each other, and that where they are still connected, they are just threaded together. They are not so congealed that they create that much matter anymore. What is going to happen then is that the energy that is coming into you is going to start to come in more easily. It is as if the cells have to break apart a bit. This is why so many people are now waking up and remembering. It was predetermined that you would do so at his time. Beings whom have been living in dense physical bodies now have the option of living in wondrous bodies of light. The effects are very jarring in some ways. On the one hand, you'll get physical vibrations that are strange and sometimes feel uncomfortable. Your endocrine system may speed up or slow down, causing various effects on your hormones. You may have a sudden strong feeling and then it'll be gone. You may have an overwhelming memory and you will not be certain whether it is a dream or a reality. You are high-energy transformers, like sponges in the energy sea around you. As more and more light becomes available to you, the intensity of electromagnetic energy around you also increases. Any changes in the surrounding energetic field are picked up by your subtle, etheric body. This body acts as a receiver and as a transmitter of these energies. These changes directly affect your physical body, which is the outward manifestation of the etheric level. These changes will be gradual and will go on over the 7-year tribulation period. They have definitely started. The changes depend on, for many,
the level of openness, the level of flow in an individual's life. The orientation for many has been from a linear or mental perspective. This is shifting for many, and a lot of people are experiencing confusion as they begin to reorient themselves into a physical and more holistic perspective. For many people this has been going on for quite some time. As far as a time period of when it begins and when it ends, it really depends on the individual, their level of openness and willingness, and the clarification that has already taken place in their energy field. By this we mean, are they coming into alignment in their physical energy system? Are they coming into alignment with their emotions and the emotional body? And are they creating more of an openness and a flow in the mental body so that they can consciously receive the energies and the frequencies that create the shifts, the transformation? Bear in mind also that all who are on the planet at this time, all forms of life, not just human life but all forms of life, are and will continue to be affected by what we call an increase in intensity of light that comes directly into and around the field of this planet. So even though those who we may look upon or you may look upon as less conscious or perhaps even totally unconscious of the changes are definitely affected and will continue to be affected, they don't have the understanding that many have who are searching on the path of what is going on for them. Why they are experiencing greater agitation, why they are experiencing that parts of their life are no longer working. Why are they experiencing less control in the mental body than they are used to? There is a great deal of confusion among the masses because until now there has not been a large enough body of clear information to explain in a way that can be understood by the masses what exactly is taking place in this time in history. For there is nothing in your past that can compare to what is currently going on and what will continue to accelerate. What is happening to many of you right now is that due to the increased energies present, the etheric body is vibrating at a higher frequency. The physical body is then trying to catch up, but it hasn't quite yet done so. This results in a speeding up of your molecular structure. Many people are now experiencing this as a quickening taking place within your own bodies. This stepping up of energies is affecting every system in your body. Nerves, muscles, vessels, skin, organs, and glands, as they try to adapt to the new frequencies. The nervous system, which carries those energies throughout the body in the form of nerve impulses, and the endocrine system, which regulates much of your physiological functioning through the secretion of various chemical substances, hormones, may be experiencing tremendous energy overloads as they constantly attempt to maintain a state of homeostasis and balance in the body. This kind of expansion in consciousness during cellular transformation is literally pulling you into worlds that are beyond potential and are becoming real. Things about your world are changing in front of your very eyes. Perhaps the most profound noticeable change is the need that many people have noticed lately for more rest. Is anybody feeling tired lately? If so, you need to continue reading this material. Your body systems are overloaded and Mother Earth's systems are also overloaded. Her body, the mass of herself, functions very much like your own body. Most people do not realize that your Mother Earth actually breathes in and out. People that have been in caves or have been near openings inside the earth can actually hear air whistling in and out of the Mother Earth. In surrendering to the change process going on in the earth and in your bodies, you are releasing your own limited existence, your own limited desires, all that you have held close to you for security and a feeling of nurturing and safety. So much is happening on very deep levels of yourselves, and it is usually occurring in the subconscious. You may feel overcome with sorrow, feeling you have lost something, or that you are leaving something without even having an idea of what it is you are sorry or crying about. As you approach closer and closer to the final experience, called ascension, you will feel yourselves more and more letting go of more things. During the process of cellular transformation, You may see or feel specific physical changes and sensations in your body and in the bodies of those around you, such as the following. 1. Aches, pains and headaches. New aches and pains will appear in various places in the body and then these will disappear. Headaches and sudden shooting pains in the head or eyes may occur, and these may be signs that adjustments are being made in your energies. These adjustments will be attuning you to different frequencies during cellular transformation. The parts of your brain that have been dormant in the past are now being used. This may require some rewiring of brain circuitry while brain patterns that are no longer functional will be rerouted. As you develop a higher way of thinking and being, you will experience more creative energies and will create deeper levels of meditation. See also changes in body shape as well as energy flow in the body. As transformation occurs, there may be periods when you feel more anxious and irritable than usual. You may also feel restless, headachy, less able to concentrate. You may have an increased sensitivity to people, sounds, smells and environments. You may experience muscle soreness particularly in the low back, joint pains or poor digestion. When these glands are excessively stimulated, your body is constantly in a hyper state of fight or flight and the body expends resources at tremendous rates of speed. The mutation process that you are presently undergoing has been initiated within the molecular structure of the brain. The progressive cycles of change are introduced to the rest of the body systems primarily through the cerebral spinal fluid and from there throughout the nervous system generally. This accounts for the pervasive sensations of disturbances within the head, eyes, spine and nerves. It has resulted in dizziness, headaches, and pressure in the head, usually experienced from back to front, at other times, from side to side. It also accounts for considerable nervous disruption, sleeplessness and irregular energy surges and drops. Digestion may become erratic and peculiar pains may come and go without warning in different parts of the body. 2. Body cells. The tissue of our bodies is made up of cells. The cells are made up of molecules, and this goes on and on until the subatomic level is reached. At the subatomic level, the templates or blueprints are formed for our bodies. The probabilities of what we can do are created at the subatomic level. There are changes being made at this level as the Earth changes occur and as the axis shift occurs on the planet. These changes are due to occur very soon. During this period of an axis shift, past types of behavior and past ways of arranging matter will not be available. At our material level, these changes will appear to be a rearrangement of matter. From a spiritual level, however, these changes relate to the growth of planetary awareness. When these changes happen, the forms of life on the planet will change. The very structure of every cell in our bodies is changing. The changes in your body will occur in the body cells as these cells undergo a gentle infusion of new electromagnetic impulses. The structure of energy exchange and energy transfer is being slowly rewired in the cells during cellular transformation. This could be the cause of periods of exhaustion as your body goes through radical remodeling and rebuilding. When these changes are observed, relax and move with the changes taking place in your body. After all, you have nothing else to do. You need to spend time in meditation, reading, etc. to relax until the time comes that the changes will eventually stop. We are building new information into the cells. Have been coded for this time in history, prior to the time of human birth. Many people are finding that they are drawn to a certain place or to a certain person. They are finding that being in that environment, whether with a person or in that physical place, is creating a type of trigger, a trigger in the cellular memory. So in this respect, It is happening automatically. We are following our impulses. We are following our natural motion in life to where the body is leading us and who the body is leading us to. This is creating the firing or triggering of new information. There is a type of overlapping and a blending of many processes taking place as these triggers are activated. Then the new information is activated. This is taking place on a multitude of levels within the body. The more we are in alignment with our body wisdom, the more there is a movement consciously towards that which will trigger that cellular memory and activate the transformation within the DNA. So indeed, you are taking part. It is not to sit back and get onto automatic pilot and everything will happen. To some degree that is so, but also it is the more you are in alignment with these changes consciously, the more you will be the captain of your ship, directing and orchestrating a co-creator of these changes within yourself and within the masses. There are many parts to transformation. It is neither that you are on one side of the fence or another. What this means in biochemical terms is quite mind-blowing. A fundamental renovation is occurring in your house, the body, while you are living in it. Using the analogy of remodeling your home, the workmen strip off the old roof, tear up the old floor, disconnect your old plumbing and turn off your electricity to rewire the home. This all occurs while you are trying to live there. In the same manner, as your body is undergoing the same remodeling, you are trying to keep ahead of the changes and you will feel extremely disoriented and inconvenienced as they occur. The changes in your body house are occurring because your DNA is being restructured. Your DNA contains within it an old understanding about what it is to be here that is deeply focused in individuality. The DNA has the individualized expression of divinity, the individual I am, and it has the wholeness. Now you can conceive of both, but can you yet conceive of what it would be like to be keenly aware of yourself as an individual and at the same time know that you are wholeness? That is what you are working on achieving at this time, whether you realize it or not. The potentiality within the DNA is capable of reformatting to allow for these changes. Universal law provides that the physical form for divine life expression of a species may be altered or reformatted only by those who dwell therein. This means that the DNA of a species of Earth can only be altered through the creative choice of the consciousness that dwells within the body form. What this means for you is that the human DNA that is responsible for every aspect of your physical presence cannot be altered by other beings, nor can it be changed by you from outside of the physical plane. How do you change your own DNA? To change your DNA and to change your structure, you need to change your emotions. You also need to change your thoughts because to do these two things means to change your biochemistry and your brain chemistry. It means headaches and nausea sometimes. As these changes occur, you will experience dizziness, feelings of spinning and loss of emotional centering. During cellular transformation, your body is a constant flow of discarded proteins and structures. Your cerebrospinal fluid is being filled with discarded mineral deposits. You are literally sloughing off your body and you are rebuilding it. The changes will be very intense and will be very challenging to you during the sloughing off process. You are genetic engineers of the New World species. If you agree with this and you are willing, you must rearrange and rebuild your own DNA. You live in your body and you will change it while you're living in it. Some people have already begun to do this. 3. Changes in body color. During cellular transformation, repigmentation of the body will occur. Many different kinds of unusual marks, round, red, white, etc., will appear on the skin of young people as well as on the skin of older bodies. This is a temporary repigmentation process that will allow the skin to come into its true purposes. The skin is an organ that functions as a bridge between heavy, dense matter of the body and less dense matter of the auric field of the body. Within 25 years, a slight darkening of even the lightest people will occur. This relates to the blood cell membranes being enriched by oxygen, allowing them to move in greater numbers and greater velocity through the capillary system closer to the surface of the skin. 4. Changes in body shape. You are completing a time loop in your spiritual growth which has allowed you to explore some matters in depth. This time loop is now coming to an end and your body is beginning to change shape as you close that time loop. As you come back to your original time sequence, you will go back through what you have been in the past. Some people might notice that their head seems to be trying to expand, and many people will have headaches during these times, usually associated with pressures from these changes. It will feel almost like someone is trying to force your head into a larger shape. Changes in body shape will happen slowly over time. Currently, the changes that are taking place are happening on the inside of the body in the infrastructure in the following places. A. In the cellular system in the blood. B. In the central nervous system. C. In the bone marrow. D. In the brain's patterning, how it is firing and receiving information from God's source. These are the changes that are occurring now, and for many this creates confusion because they feel that something is going on but they cannot see it in the mirror. They look in the mirror and they see that they are very much the person they were 5 or 10 years ago. They don't seem to be having any less wrinkles. They don't seem to be looking any more healthy. This creates a bit of confusion because they know they are working so consciously and so hard on their inner path. Yet the changes are slow in coming, bleeding through into the outer body. This will certainly occur over time, but it is taking place on the inside now. This is where the base must first be built, deeply on the inside of the body, and will come from the inside out. In your future, you will see a greater lightness, an expression of the body, expressing its lightness of being. You may see beings that are experiencing a greater thinning or lightening of your being. Many persons will be feeling taller. There may not be an actual shift in the physical body of growing taller, but there will be that sense of upliftment. The body is expressing upliftment with a feeling of walking tall and of being lighter with the body. Some people will experience weight change, either losing weight or gaining weight as a result of inner transformation. The body knows how to readjust and reorganize itself because this process is quite natural. This process of transformation has been coded within the cells of the body and is taking place naturally. What people are now learning to do is how to assist what is occurring naturally by being outside, being aware of the foods they are eating, being aware of their connection to the earth, and by being aware of the direction their body is leading them. The greater you are aware of this, the greater you can assist what is already going on, and you will be continuing at your own natural pace according to the cellular coding for each individual. 5. Changes in the endocrine system and central nervous system. You are already seeing an increase of the weakening in the immune system with the acceleration of the nervous system. There are many new strands of disease, an imbalance, that are coming out in people. More people are experiencing a deeper level of frustration and aggressive agitation that is creating many symptoms in the body, many nervous disorders and feelings of heating up. This comes out with explosions of anger and violence. There is an imbalance in the nervous system which can create many disorders, many types of fevers, or any type of imbalance in the brain wave system as there begins to be a readjustment of the way thoughts are set up. You will see many new disorders or diseases cropping up having to do with the central nervous system, as there is this sense that a rewiring is going on to accommodate the increase in intensity of light. It is as though someone is putting in a 120-watt light bulb into a socket that previously held a 40 or 60-watt bulb. There is a greater level of amplitude, of power in the energy going, that you are all of the sudden being plugged into. It is creating not only an acceleration but a greater magnification of energy going through your body. This energy is put in or connected through the nervous system. Unless there is a change in the way many people are going through their daily lives, the nervous system will not be able to handle the increase of energy. Some things we would suggest would be a greater contact with the natural world physically by literally putting the feet into the earth and the hands onto the earth. It would also be helpful to be in greater contact with water, such as having water in the home, that is an aquarium, bowls of water or some type of water. This helps create greater balance in the electromagnetic field. This is recommended to help balance the increase of energy that is coming in now and does affect the physical body and its state of wellness. The etheric body acts as a transmitter and receiver for surrounding energies. This takes place via specific energy centers for the body or chakras. Each chakra is directly associated with an endocrine gland and nerve plexus. Because of their close relationship with the chakras, which transmit and receive this energy, the endocrine and nervous systems especially, are now undergoing radical transmutation. The increase in electrical energies is requiring a complete rewiring of the nervous system, while all the organs and glands in the body are being totally restructured. As you take on the body of light, most of these organs and glands will no longer be needed, and will gradually atrophy and disappear. In the meantime, it is important to acknowledge the changes taking place in the body and to support the physical body as much as possible. As more and more light becomes available, the intensity of electromagnetic energy around you